Alright, new video. Let's show off some more stuff. As usual, I'm going to kind of start all of this with a flyby, just really show a lot of build progress here. It's been a little bit since the last update, I'd say. I've been a bit busy myself, so I haven't been on this server all too much outside of, well, the past couple of days where most of this building took place. But that's pretty alright. I'm going to try to see if I can keep a little bit more consistency on the uploads here. But otherwise should be all pretty good. We're going to show some progress elsewhere in the world. So this is actually a village that has popped up within the past couple of weeks since the last video. Two other users on this server have been based off at a great distance from here. I think they're about 5,000 blocks out from spawn. But they've got all of this stuff set up, so I'm just going to give a pretty detailed view to kind of introduce all of this stuff. And a little bit after all of this, we're going to kind of showcase a little bit more actual gameplay progress here. We all gathered up and went to go ahead and kill the Ender Dragon, unlock most of our kind of late game farms, as well as access to shulker boxes. This would have given us a lot more access towards resource hauling and whatnot. And so let's go ahead and showcase some of that. So here we are all gathered around. Oh, look at all these little buddies all geared up in diamond. Hop on all in, and whoop-de-doo, there they all go. And we're just going to have some sped up footage here of just kind of showcasing, usual end dragon fight. Kind of wanted to show off as much as I could here. I actually had the whole thing recorded in some pretty good detail, and everybody was in a Discord call for it, so I was hoping to get some pretty good footage and everything for that, but I messed up on the audio recording. All you got was just my microphone, didn't have game audio or the Discord call, so kind of decided to just turn this into a little bit of a montage just showcasing the fight. Right here, just showing a nice little clip here where we're all just kind of pelting the dragon with arrows here, giving him a pretty rough time. And by the time he lands here, he's pretty well hurt. We're able to just finish him off with swords. So we can kind of see that going through here. And we get the final kill here in just a second here, kind of showcasing that. And overall, a pretty clean fight. Nobody died here, although I think we had 2 deaths immediately after due to Enderman. But moving on to other things, let's head back to the overworld. I'm doing a little bit of a flyby outside of the city because I want to showcase the next project we've kind of started up. So if we follow this kind of waterway over here, we have this little bit of a stretch of land, and what I'm kind of showcasing right now is what we've been surveying, because if you see over here, we have this swamp with a good body of water over here as well. It's going to unlock a lot of space for us. So what I'm thinking of is over here we got this flattened out area. We're going to start having some more technical farms, and you can see we got a lot of space over here where I'm really just thinking about putting all of our technical stuff. So what we're going to try to do is in that little bit of a land gap, we're going to be building a canal. And that's going to give us access from our village over here. And so let's kind of showcase at least the rough progress we have over here. This was mid-construction. You'll see some of the at least rough outline of what we're working with, as well as some of the, just slow progress at which we're doing this. I definitely could have built a beacon to try to speed this up a little bit, but it didn't actually wind up taking all that long, so I'm not all that bothered. And then what we'll show in this next clip here is the actual fully carved out canal. What I'm going to have to do when I'm done with all of that as well is line this up with some blocks. I want to try to get some nice look of all of this, just show like some water level on like the texturing of all the blocks. And you can kind of see that with some of the bits that are all carved out. We're going to be filling in the wall there and making things look real nice. Alright, and then moving on to a little bit more live showcase here. I'm just placing up the last of our tough blocks here for getting our wall. This is our retaining wall where we're going to be having the water go through. So you're really not going to see a lot of this. A lot of it's going to be submerged. And then what I'm kind of looking for is to just get a little bit of like a artificial water line set up where it might look like whenever you have the water splashing up or waving around. So on these bends, they kind of dip up a little bit, kind of, like when the water hits, it's going to splash against the wall and go up. And we'll get a little bit of a gradient with some other blocks. I'm thinking cobblestone and andesite, like I've done with some of the buildings down there. And then another quick thing to showcase real quick while we were building this is actually while we were carving the whole thing out. Ran across this little guy. I went ahead and name tagged him up. He's got stuck in a boat now, and he's got a name tag that keeps him from despawning. And that guy is going to be used for a project we got down here, which is what our canal is actually going to be really helpful for. So up there, we're going to actually be trying to get a really just high up iron farm. And then underneath it, we'll have a slime farm that's using the swamp. And so the hope of that is that we'll have one spot we can idle and it will get our resources going for both of those. Well, a lot has happened since that last clip. Not necessarily in terms of server progress, but it has been quite a while. Which means if I was already making fun of how long this video has been, well, not out, this is making it a lot longer. But we got our server updated to 1.21, which means we now are going to start getting access to things like auto crafters, which I am very excited about. And it means our farms are going to start being able to do a lot more. I'm already looking into plans for some auto smelters, get some gunpowder farms going for TNT and rocket production. That will be fantastic. And so building these kinds of farms, specifically a creeper farm, I'm going to be looking for getting a lot of trapdoors, which once we get to the farm, I'll be showing that off, which means I am unfortunately farming a lot of wood for a short while here. But that is not all. I have some things I want to showcase. First off, look at this. I've been messing around with some new visual stuff on Minecraft. Have a new profile that I'm running all my optimization mods on, but this also means I am messing around with things like distant horizons to give me some really nice view distance. So what this is doing is it's actually running all of our blocks in a lower quality. If I get my spyglass here, you can kind of see that it's not actually the proper blocks that would normally be there. It's just, well, just some random texture stuff, but at the distance you really can't tell that they're the wrong blocks. When I zoom in, it looks quite off, but it's really not too bad. It's really down in the water where it doesn't quite render everything underneath it. As well, look at this. We can show off the finished canal here. And by finished, I mean I'm still probably going to be putting up decorations on the sides. I still haven't really figured out how I want to cap these supports. But what I can do here is I can actually hop up here and we can kind of look around at it. And I'm choosing not to swim through it because I do also want to showcase. Look at this. We got some more people going through. I've added a good few names to the whitelist, and so we have a few more players who are hopping on, kind of building their own things. And we'll kind of see as, other things build up and whatnot. I'll be able to try to showcase what I can. But we may very well be approaching the point where I may not be showing off everything, and I might just have to try to stick with only the things that are immediately around me. And I think that's going to be quite interesting. Just for the sake of getting the video actually out in any kind of reasonable manner, I think I'm probably just going to wind up calling it there for any kind of updates or progress. So that'll be it. I hope at least my plans for the future is I'm going to try to get some farms going, get a little bit more industrial progress, our resource acquisition, kind of get that up and rolling, especially since now we have availability for shulker boxes. Being on 1.21 means that we're also going to be getting auto crafters going, and I'm really excited to get those into use. All right, that's it.